What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we'll be full 1,000 Steps Evolution Pokemon team. These are the 3 Pokemon which take 1,000 steps in the overworld to evolve in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, there is 3 of them. We got Rellor, Bramblin, and Pawmo. That's only 3 Pokemon, so I was like, I need to do another 3, so why not add the Pokemon they evolve to on the same team and use this entire team of 6 in a battle and see how things go. I got 3 battles today with the 1,000 Steps team, and let's see how things go today, people. So we got a Claw lead here. I've got a random battle. I'm not sure what my opponent's name is here. Maybe someone can translate. So we've got a Bramblin lead. It's a bulky Pipnite special. We've got Curse, Strength Sap, Protect, and Block. So the whole point of this set was to block the opponent and then go for Curse. So put a Curse on the opponent. Now, Curse obviously cuts half my health down and puts a Curse on the obviously opposing Pokemon here, being the Claw. Now, I can use Strength Sap to get my health back and drop the attack stat of the opposing Pokemon. Plus, I can use Protect as well to actually add a little bit more layer of stall to this set. So getting an extra turn of Curse damage every single time here. So our Claw's going to get hit by a couple of Curses here, which is good. And what happened here, right? The Claw actually went for a Sword Dance, which was a good play there. But it was a bad play in the fact that I actually have Strength Sap, so I can drop the attack of the Claw and I can heal back my Bramblin. Now, this is a very, very bulky defensive set. I've got Everlight as the item, Infiltrator as the ability, and I've got Max Health, Max Defense here, and it is very, very bulky with the Calm nature there. So I've got everything set up at the moment. X-Scissor is going to do absolutely nothing, and now I'm going to go for a little bit of a crab high five there. Blocking in the Claw. I kind of did that to troll, though, because I knew this turn was, going to end there. But that's the end of the Claw. So the Bramblin beats the Claw only on Pipnite Shadow there. So a solid start to the battle. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is going to be the Cloud Watcher. So now they're going to go for Sword Dance here. This was pretty funny. So I was like, okay, well, I actually went for a Strength Sap and then a Curse combination on these first couple of turns. So the first thing I went for was a Curse against the Scarlet there, so I cut down half my health. So now I was thinking to myself, they're probably going to expect me to go for Protect here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Strength Sap instead. So they went for another Sword Dance here. So I got +4 in attack. And now I went for Strength Sap and got myself all the way back to full health. And then they threw their switch out the window and rage quit it. That's it for the first battle, people. Bramblin is too strong and it causes a salty baby rage quit. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. If you liked that battle, if you found it funny, make sure you hit the like button. And we got a battle here against Luke. So the first Pokemon here is going to be Grafify, and we've got my Pawmo lead here. Now, this is a really, really scummy set. So we've got Wish, Sweet Kiss, and we've got Arm Thrust, and we've also got Nuzzle. So this is a max attack and max speed, jolly nature, and I've got the item as King's Rock, and ability is going to be Volt Absorb. Now, unfortunately there, my item actually got taken, and I managed to get the Nuzzle paralyzed, which is good. So basically this set is all around paralyzing the opponent with Nuzzle, and then going for Sweet Kiss to confuse him, and then spamming Arm Thrust with King's Rock to try and get a flinch, and then using Wish to get my health back, while the opponent's paralyzed, or if I've taken like a prior hit during any of the matchups. The problem with this matchup is Grafify actually gave me a Toxic Orb, so my longevity of this set, well, it's not going to be very long, is it? So we got some more damage here on Grafify, which is good, and it's got some little chickens currently floating around its head. Now, on this turn, it actually hits itself in confusion, which is good, and I'm getting some more damage with the Arm Thrust on the next turn too. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to beat this Grafify before my, before the Toxic Orb would actually faint the Pawmo here. So it hit itself in confusion again. It actually went for a Prankster, I don't know, some sort of Prankster move there, and I'm going to keep going for the Arm Thrust there. Arm Thrust hits between 2 to 5 times, and I only needed 2 there to take it out, which is great. So that's a solid start to the battle. So I'm going to take some toxic damage here, which is all good. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Armrogue, and this Pokemon is probably going to dominate me. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I may as well just go for Nuzzle and get a Paralysis, and that's about, really all I can do in this matchup. I'm going to, get wrecked this turn. So now it's going to get paralyzed the first turn. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to be able to get another turn up against it. So I'm poisoned still at the moment. I can probably stick around for 2 more turns if the opponent, isn't able to hit me with an attack. Sweet Kiss is going to miss, and now they're going to go for the Expanding Force, and that is the end of Pawmo. But it was a pretty good start there. I got rid of 1 Pokemon, and I got a Paralyze on Scarlet. So Armory. So I was pretty happy about that. So I've got the Shell Bell as the item there, which is pretty nice. And now we're going to bring in Bramblin again. So like, I think I can get this one going. So I've got Curse, I've got Block, I've got Protect. I'm thinking to myself, looking through the team, I don't know whether I should go for Block here. I think they might swap. So I went for the Block, and they did swap. So, like, okay, that's really, really good. Now, this wasn't the greatest matchup in the world. Obviously, any Fire-type move was really going to hit me hard there, and I was a very, very defensive set. So the Arm Rogue's going to go for a Calm Mind here, probably thinking, oh, you know, this will be an easy Pokemon to set up against, which it could be, but it has to be able to attack to do that. So now it's going to go for a second Calm Mind. I've got the Curse up here, which is really, really good. So now they've got the Curse of them. They've only got a couple of turns before they either faint or they're going to need to swap. So now the Curse is going to hit here. I'm going to have to go for a Protect or a Strength Sap to get some help back. So I decided to go for Protection. Sometimes you need to go for Protection, you're right. So on this turn of Protection, they went for another Calm Mind. Maybe they guessed that I had Protect, but, you know, they're really, really setting up at the moment. So I need to finish this Pokemon off, like, super, super quick. Let's say in the worst case scenario, I don't. It will be fated in a couple of turns anyway. I'm going to need, like, 2 more turns. So this turn, I went for a double Protect here, and on the double Protect turn, it actually went for a move, but it got paralyzed, so I was very, very lucky there, so it was excellent. So another Cursor on the Umbroke here, and this turn I was like, well, they... You know, I may as well just go for Protect again, you know. They can't do anything this turn either to me. So Bramblin's got to use Protection, and now here comes Expanding Force. That's the end of the Arm Rogue, which is awesome. So Bramblin takes another victim with the Curse set there. It's quite nice, Bramblin with the Everlight. Makes a, you know, quite a nice little bulky Pokemon. You know, with its typing too, Grass and Ghost isn't all that bad. So that's 2 Pokemon down. It's quality so far. Next Pokemon here is going to be Banette. It's a shiny set. So, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm going to go for a Curse this turn. I actually outsped, which I was pretty happy about. Now, I'm going to be cutting half my health down. I lived on 1 health, and they're going to finish me off with the Shadow Ball there, and the merch is available. So that's the end of the Bramblin. But what a performance there. Absolutely legendary performance. Now, the next Pokemon I'm thinking about bringing in, I could bring in my Brambleghast to go for a Ghost-type move, but I was like, no, I'm going to go into Pawmo here. So this is a bulky Everlight Pawmo set. We've got Charge Beam, Rest, and Sleep Talk, and we've got the Banette swapping out. Obviously not really liking that Curse. Now, they've got a Brambleghast as well, and it's also a shiny one. It sort of looks like, you know, when you have, like, Tumbleweed, it sort of looks like dried out and stuff like that. Oh, I got to ask you people a question too, because yesterday on my video, all these people, like, were putting these comments, like, something about a Waffle House. I don't know what this meme is, but can someone explain it to me? Like, so there's a new owner to the Waffle House or something. I don't know what it is. It's something like that, but I keep getting all these comments all the time. I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, back to the battle there. We've got a Phantom Force set here, and I went for Charge Beam. So this is a bulky special defensive set, and we've got... we're not a special defense set, we're a defensive set. So Max Health, Max Defense, Bold Nature, Charge Beam, Rest, Sleep Talk, Volt Absorb as the ability, and we've got Everlight as the item. So quite a tanky set there after it gets a couple of charge up. So we got another Power Whip hitting in the face there. I didn't want to rest stall for like, 20 minutes, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to take that as a loss. I'll swap in my Brambleghast and see if I can finish this one off. So this is a Defense Curl Rollout Strength Set Phantom Force Power Herb set. So I thought it was quite funny that it actually got rollout, and I thought I might be able to hit some fire types with it. So I'm going to go for, firstly, get rid of the opposing Brambleghast with a Phantom Force, and that was a nice one shot there. So that was good. Now I've lost my Power Herb, so I won't be able to use that attack in 1 turn. The EV split on this are pretty straightforward. Max attack and max speed, Jolly Nature. And we've got Wind Rider as the ability. So the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be the Banette. And it's going to be a Terra Banette too. It's good to see Banette being used. And it's going to be a Dark. So I was like, okay, this definitely has to be Sucker Punch. Surely it's going to be Sucker Punch here. On my Brambleghast. So here it comes. It's a Terra Sucker Punch. I was like, I wonder how much this will do. It'll get close, right? It almost takes me out. Very, very close. And I went for the rollout, and it missed. I'm like, come on. Then I was like, you know what? Instead of going for a rollout, which I would have been locked into, I can go for Strength Set. So Strength Sap is going to get around that Sucker Punch, which I thought they may try, but they didn't, and I got my health back. So on this turn, the Banette actually went for a Shadow Ball. It was a mixer, and Brambleghast lived on 2 health. I was like, wow, I was like, 2 crazy lives there. So it went on for a little while. I was like, I might be able to go for Strength Sap again, but ultimately there's nothing I can do to Banette. It's going to be able to take me out. So it's going to be able to take me out, and I'm going to swap in Golden Surprise here, which is my Rellor. So this Rellor was absolutely legendary, right? I don't blame you if you copy this set. It's really, really good. So this Rellor was a bulky special defense set, but it was quite bulky all around. So we got Rest, Iron Defense, Dig, and Sludge Bomb. Shed Skin is the ability. So with Shed Skin, I can go for Rest, and it has a 33% chance of actually waking up. So the idea is to go for Sludge Bomb to paralyze, poison the opponent, and obviously then just go for Dig and sort of stall the opponent out. And then I can get my defensive boost up there with Iron Defense. And with the Everlight, it's actually kind of bulky. So this Banette was actually kind of struggling to do any damage to my Golden Surprise here. And I was setting up that Golden Poop was setting up those Iron Defenses, right? So here comes a Shadow Ball here. Wait, look, the Shadow Ball hit the Golden Ball. There was like a tweet on the Pokemon official Pokemon's Twitter too, and they were like, Rellor rolls around this ball of mud, and I was like, I think I commented on that. There's no way that's a ball of mud. That's a ball of golden poop, right? What do you reckon? Question of the day, people. Do you think it's mud or do you think it's poop? Let me know. Very mature questions here today, people. So getting back a nice little rest, and Shed Skin activates right away, which is awesome. So I'm really like stalling up this Banette nicely, but I just can't get I really can't get a poison here. So I'm going to go for the Dig here on the Banette, trying to get just some sort of damage here, and now they're going to swap out the Banette. So they've still got 2 more Pokemon. Next Pokemon is going to be Wugtrio. I was like, all right, Wugtrio. I believe I can handle Wugtrio, and I do some pretty good damage there with Dig. So, okay, this is pretty good. Now my move's no longer disable, which is the Sludge Bomb too. So Wugtrio is going to go for a triple dive here. It's doing absolutely nothing to me. Triple dive, as the name suggests, is going to hit triple amounts of time, but each hit is an individual hit and actually can miss, which, makes Wugtrio even worse, Sally. So go for another Sludge Bomb there, hoping for a poison. Of course, alas, it doesn't happen. So at this stage, I was like, well, I can go for another rest here, or I could swap in my Pokemon after this and see if I can set up on Wugtrio. It isn't a bad combination that I could go for. So anyway, I went for that. I was like, let's just let this faint, and that's all good. It did a pretty good job. So we're going for Sludge Bomb. It didn't poison, and Triple Dive is going to be enough to take me out there. The second one actually crits me, but I don't think it even mattered anyway. So my last Pokemon on this team, as you know, is going to be Rabscar. This is probably my best set. We've got a Trick Room set here, so things are not looking good for my team. I've got Trick Room, Extra Sentry for flinching, and Bug Buzz and Throat Spray, and Revival Blessing too. But at this stage, I really couldn't use Revival Blessing. So unfortunately, the Wugtrio went for Throat Chop, and I can't go for Bug Buzz. I was like, oh, this really, really sucks. So I've set the Trick Room up here. I've got Extra Sentry, but I can't use Bug Buzz. I'm sort of like prevented for using sound-based moves for 3 turns. So Wugtrio is going to go for an Aqua Jet. I'm going to go for a Scumbag Extra Sentry, and that is going to be enough to take it out. So there's one more Pokemon left here, aside from that Banette too. And that Pokemon is going to be Clorf. I was like, all right, it's a shiny Clorf. It's looking very blue. It's looking very fresh. Now, I've got Terra Bug, and I can go for the Bug Buzz here to get around that Scumbag Curse Body there. So we're going to go ahead and go for that. And I'm going to also boost up my special attack at the same time. Now, Clorf is quite a decent bulky Pokemon, but on the special side, it's not bulky at all. So this is going to be hitting like really, really hard. And also my Rellor, the Rellor's Poop Ball, or whatever that ball is there. What is that? It's the golden ball has actually grown some little antennas. Anyway, Clorf is going to get one-shotted by that attack. This thing is a Trick Room special attack user. Let me give you the set. I've got Max Health, Max Special Attack, Quiet Nature, and that does hit pretty hard with a base of 115 in special attack. Last Pokemon is the Banette. I already know they're going to go for Sucker Punch here, but remember, Sucker Punch is no longer super effective, and Rabscar is going to live that one quite well, actually, on 22 health, and now I can go for a boosted Bug Buzz there, and that is the end of the Banette. But what a close battle there, and a really, really cool team by my opponent too. It was almost looking very, very bad there when they had like 3 Pokemon left. So thank you, Luke, for the battle. GG's there. And let's get on to the final battle here. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? Because I did this one on my live stream. However, when I searched for the battle, it was actually a random battle. I didn't put a code in at all. So we always like, oh, it's just like a random person. So this is a troll to start with there. So we had this Finzi on lead here, and I thought, wait, they've called it Palafin to try and troll me, because if you look closely, there's no love heart on its stomach. So they swapped it out. I think they were trying to troll me to make me think that it was a Palafin, but it wasn't. And then they went into this Drifblim, and then they started to go for Minimize. I'm like, oh, don't you dare. Now, there is one good thing about this matchup. With the move Curse, I can still put a Curse on the Drifblim, and that means that they try and do their little baton pass, it'll carry on the Curse with them. So it was actually quite a good counter. But then they went for a trick. I'm like, okay, what are they going to give me here? So I got rid of my Everlight, and guess what they gave me? TM69. I was like, no way. This person's a troll, right? So as the battle went on, right, it became clear to me this is absolutely had to be a Pip Night viewer. I guess we just randomly matched up there during my stream. It was crazy. So anyway, the Drifblim's going to go for an air slash. That is the end of Bramblin. So I was sort of inclined to think it was obviously a viewer of mine or someone that at least watches my content, but I wasn't 99% sure at the moment. I thought, okay, maybe it's just a troll, you never know. So next Pokemon's going to be Brambleghast, right? And I'm going to go for that Phantom Force. I'm hoping to take out the Drifblim here. It does have a Minimize up, and with the Power Herb, it does go on the 1 turn, but is going to miss, which is very, very unfortunate. Now the Drifblim's going to go for Trick again, but it actually gives me an Everlight back, and I don't have any item at all, so they tried there. They tried. So now I'm going to get hit by the Curse, and that is going to be the end of the Drifblim on the very next turn. I can go for any attacking move. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for the Terra rollout. Now, this Terra is a rock type too, because I actually had another clip here. It wasn't really video worthy, but this person sent their Talonflame out, right? And they're all ready to press the A button. And I went for the Terra rollout, and it one shot of them, and they just canceled the battle straight away. It was quite funny. Maybe I can put some of them, do some of those YouTube shorts and put some of my bloopers. I was actually thinking of that. Would people like to see, I get a lot of funny moments, but they're very short, you know what I mean? So I thought I could, do with that YouTube shorts thing, I could put some of the bloopers in there. Like, tell me what you think about that. Do you think that's a good idea? Would you like to see that? This is something, I have a lot of leftover content when I do battles. Anyway, so back to the battle there. Palafin is going to come in. I mean, the hero Palafin, you got me, is going to take me out there with the waterfall. Now, the next Pokemon's going to be Rabscar, and it's going to go for a bounce here, so it's going to bounce high in the sky here. Palafin is very scary, I don't know why it hasn't transformed into hero mode yet. So I'm going to set up that Trick Room there, which is going to be very nice, and now I'm going to go for the Revival Blessing. So I was like, I may as well I could bring back the Brambleghast and try if I can get another rollout happening. Anyway, so I get hit by the bounce there. Bounce is actually doing not too bad damage here. I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz. That is going to be enough to finish off the little Palafin troll there. Now, that's 2 Pokemon down, and I've only lost 1 thanks to the Revival Blessing. So I've got my special attack boost here. This is going to be hitting really, really hard. They're going to need quite a bulky Pokemon here or something to be able to outspeed me. And then the Abomasnow come on. I'm like, oh, wait a second here. This might be able to take me out. Let's see. So go for Extra Sentry there. And unfortunately, it does not flinch. Now the Abomasnow is going to get a Aurora Veil up. It's like, oh, okay, I probably need to get rid of this thing. Now it's going to go for Ice Shard. Ice Shard doesn't really do too much. I just went for Extra Sentry again. I didn't think they'd go for the Ice Shard there. I thought they made a Blizzard. And then they landed a Sheer Cold against me. Come on. So at this stage, I'm like, this is definitely a troll, right? 100% a troll. So that's the end of Abomasnow. Sorry, I mean, that's the end of me, not the Abomasnow. I wish it was the end of Abomasnow. So swapping my Brambleghast is like, I might be able to leave an Ice Shard really bad. And let's see what EVs it's got. So it seemed to have some sort of EVs in attack there. I thought it might be just like a bulky trolling set, but it wasn't. So Brambleghast is going to faint there. Now I'm going to bring in my Pawmo. It's like, all I got to do is just go for any attacker move and take it out here. I'm going to leave that Ice Shard easy, and I'm going to go for an Arm Thrust there, taking out the Abomasnow. Very nice. I noticed that nickname. So that's half the team down now, which is good. The Snow is going to stop too, because it only was going for 5 turns. And here we go. Here's the nickname, which confirms that it was a Pimp Night viewer. So if you look at the Salamancer's nickname, it says only on PNCH, which stands for Pimp Night's channel. So it indeed was a random viewer that I just randomly bumped into, which is really cool. Now, this Salamence set, I was like, I wonder if this is going to be one of my many Salamence sets. Is it going to be the special one? I wasn't really sure, because what I did right is I tried to get my paralysis combination going here with Nuzzle and the flinching and all that sort of stuff. So I was thinking they may not even get a chance to actually use this set. So I'm going for Arm Thrust here on the Salamence. I'm really not doing too much damage when you look. I'm probably doing like 3 damage. So we're going to have a look at this. I did like 3 damage to it because it was not very effective. So I got 4 hits, which is pretty nice there. The Salamence is probably going to do more damage to itself with the confusion. Let's be real here. So now it's going to go for the Hydro Pump. So this was actually a throwback to a Big Papa Pump, which was my Salamence special set there. And it was actually not a bad set. If you want to check that set out in action, that is in my Paradox Salamence theme, or whatever I called it, Bagon Evolution Reforms theme, I think it was something like that. Anyway, so I got another 4 hits there with the Arm Thrust, and I got a flinch, which is really, really good. So I've almost taken out the Salamence. I probably need like 1 more hit of confusion, or just like another, I don't know, probably another 2 or 3 rounds of 5 hits of flinches. So it's going to be sort of like very, very luck-based here. The Arm Thrust animation takes a very, very long time when you look at it. So Salamence is going to get hit another 4 times. That's 3 rounds of 4, which is like absurdly lucky here. And now Salamence is going to hit itself for confusion again. I'm getting so lucky here. I can't believe it. So now they're going to have to salty swap there. I'd probably do the same. And they're going to go into Terra Tantrum. I was like, oh, okay. I see here. So Gengar's going to obviously not be affected by that because it's a fighting type move. And I'm going to go for a Nuzzle. So I was like, okay, we'll see if we can get at least a little bit of damage here with Nuzzle and paralyze this Gengar. And then I got Cursed Body. It's like, okay, fair enough. Now the Gengar I was thinking might be some sort of, it has to be some sort of troll set, right, if it's called Terra Tantrum. Maybe it's like a throwback to, I'm trying to think if this is like a throwback to one of the sets that I've used before. I can't remember. Or when, you know, when I go for a Terra and then, you know, someone rage quits. I think it might be something like that. Anyway, so Gengar's going to hit itself for confusion. I love the animation. Its tongue came right out like a liquor tongue. So swapping out my Pawmo, clearly I can't do anything here at all. And I'm going to go into my Rellor. Now, Rellor, this is actually pretty funny. I was like, I can go for the dig against this. This will be really, really good. The Gengar's going to go for a trick. I'm like, okay, they're going to get rid of my Everlight again. That sucks. So this time, right, instead of giving me TM69, they gave me a Burn Heal. So I was like, oh, they got rid of my Everlight. Okay, I was starting to get a little bit salty. Then they went for the Terra. I was like, I wonder what Terra they're going to go for. I obviously went for dig here because that was my only way of actually, hitting Gengar. And of course, the Gengar had Terra Flying. I'm like, you kidding me? This person's a #1 troll. I don't know. I'm not going to say they were stream sniping because they could have just, obviously had a battle there. But it's just super funny that they had to fly, dig, like out of all moves. It's really, really funny. So anyway, the Rellor is going to bury underneath the ground there to no avail. And now they're going to swap out the Gengar. It's like, okay, fair enough. I don't think they could have done much there. And now they're going to bring the Salamence because that was the coast was clear. So like, I don't know whether I can take Salamence out here with a Sludge Bomb, Salamence is going to go for a Hyper Beam, and it's got a normal gem, so it's a little bit different to Big Papa Pump. It's sort of like in the similar sort of vein, though. So Golden Surprise lives the normal gem Hyper Beam for a Salamence, only on Pimline's channel, and actually fails to take it out with 1 Sludge Bomb. So I've got to go for another one, and that is enough to take out the Salamence. What is going on in this battle? It's crazy. Now, the next Pokemon is the Goat. I mean, that's not a Dragonite, that's a Go-Goat. Anyway, so Go-Goat actually was a really, really big counter for this team here. It's going to be a Bulk Up set. And Bulk Up Go-Goat is actually no joke, I can tell you that. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to attempt to get a Poison on Go-Goat. And, of course, they used that move there, of course. They did that on purpose. They used the healing move. I know they did that. I'm not saying it. Anyway, so Go-Goat's going to get all his health back there. And this was a big stalling fest here. Like, it was a big stalling fest for a long time. So I wasn't going to include like 10 minutes of stall and, with the healing and the rest and the shed skin and stuff like that. Ultimately, I couldn't do enough damage to Go-Goat, but Go-Goat couldn't really break through me really, really powerful. It would need like a lot of turns, right? So I did a quickly swap into Pawmo there. They went for the Earthquake on the swap, and Pawmo was going to faint. Like, okay, fair enough. I couldn't have taken out the Go-Goat anyway with Arm Thrust, And this Go-Goat had leftovers at the same time. So with the Golden Surprise there, I think I finally got my poison against it. And I actually started going for Dig as well, because I couldn't really do anything else. But before I did that, I started getting all the iron defenses up. I think I got 3 iron defenses up, so I was at max defense. And then they equaled all my defenses with all the bulk ups, right? So I eventually got that poison, as I mentioned before. And then Go-Goat went for an earthquake while I was underneath the ground and did double damage. So I was like, I didn't go for the rest that turn either. Obviously, I was still underneath the ground. And, the Go-Goat managed to take out my Rellor. There just wasn't enough for me to take it out with. It just didn't do any damage. I would have probably needed, like, my Rabscar to hit this with, like, a Bug Buzz to take it out. Like, that would have done a lot of damage. Maybe, definitely a 2-hit KO. So, Rellor was going to fake there. My last Pokemon was the Pawmo, and obviously Pawmo is going to be weak to Earthquake too. I just went for a final charge beam, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Go-Goat swept the rest of my team. Bulk up Earthquake, and Horn Leech was the other move I had. Was a very, very good set there. So I hope you enjoyed all 3 battles with the 1,000-step Pokemon team. It was actually pretty fun to use. I've got a moveset guide coming up a little bit later too. All right, people, peace out.